I guess this right back, Charlie.
There's always that active red line defenders. I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Come on.
Happy Friday, folks. People deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. As you can see in front of me, don't forget to smash the like button and comment your own thoughts. Sorry, people, I'm getting a bit of a cold. Arsenal set to bid 20 million plus 3 million in add-ons for Brentford goalkeeper David Raya, with the offer expected to be rejected immediately as the Bees continue to hold out for 40 million. Now, as you've seen with the theme with Arsenal and just in business, very rarely does in transfers does the first bid get accepted. You know, for Arsenal, just because we can pay 40 million doesn't mean we should. Obviously, this man David Raya has rejected 2 deals. His contract is up next summer. He's made it clear, and so has the coaching staff at Brentford when they speak in interviews, that his days are numbered, that the man wants to leave, and they're happy to let him go. I do think we'll see a deal done for around 30 odd million quid. Hopefully this progresses. Apparently, Arsenal want David Raya to provide backup for Aaron Ramsdale, which, you know, according to what reports you read, very conflicting. Some say competition, some say backup, some say he could potentially replace Aaron Ramsdale. I'm happy to have David Raya. He's a player Arteta wanted. He fits the system. He's 27 years of age. He's shown in the Premier League what he can do. Premier League proven, another one of those. There's much to like about the Spanish international. They value him at 40 million. Considering they bought him for 3 odd million quid and his contract's running down, they might say, do you know what, you might be worth staying at the club. But I think 30 million is a handsome profit on the 3 million you spent, or better yet, 27 odd million quid. But apparently we've offered for 20 million plus 3 million add-ons. We expect it to be rejected. It comes after, obviously, that Fabrizio Romano confirmed David Raya, or better yet, David Raya's camps have agreed personal terms with Arsenal. Now it's just a case of obviously agreeing a fee, getting this move done, medicals, all of that stuff. Allegedly, Brentford have been informed by the player side he wants to join Arsenal, and talks between the clubs over a formula/price are now expected to accelerate. Arsenal want to sign Raya as backup for Aaron Ramsdale. I mean, respectfully to Matt Turner, he's levels above you, and he's someone that if Ramsdale as a bit of a mare in terms of makes mistakes or is in a bit of bad form, this man can keep him off his toes and take his place, and maybe Ramsdale might not even get it back. Allegedly, we are the front runners after Brentford rejected an offer from Bayern Munich with a loan with an option to buy. Considering his contract's running down, to be fair to Brentford, why would they accept that, really and truly, unless it's an obligation? They want to make money. Speaking of goalies, I'd implore you all to watch listen better yet, or read the player tribute by Aaron Ramsdale. Thoughts are with him and his wife. Unfortunately, his wife once suffered a miscarriage, which, you know, may God bless her soul and give her strength, and Ramsdale and all the necessary parties. It just shows you don't know what footballers are going through. And I know, because you see them on TV living the dream, got a load of money, you know, we got to remember they are human, really and truly. So big up yourself, Aaron Ramsdale. And I like the way you spoke on marginalized groups in the game, you know, on bigotry and homophobia and racism and all of that sort of stuff. He spoke about his own experiences, and he spoke about Arsenal. Big up Aaron Ramsdale. Staying on task though, it is understood Raya would not replace Ramsdale as number one, but would be used in cup competitions and provide greater competition for the England international. Now, when you say cup competitions and you break it down, FA Cup, cool, in January when it comes around. League Cup, cool. Champions League, I'm sure both of them would be itching to play. Does that cup competition stuff extend to the Champions League, where you'd expect Mikel Arteta each and every time to name the strongest team he potentially can? We're back in the Champions League. It's imperative that we give ourselves a great, audition in the Champions League for these new players that haven't been in it. And importantly, we don't embarrass ourselves, because many rival fans would miss Arsenal. You know, the 10-2s and all of these sort of things is crazy. But that's good. Apparently, Arteta is believed to have doubts over Matt Turner, who has been linked with a move to Nottingham Forest. However, Brentford value Raya, who turns 28 next month, at 40 million, whereas Arsenal want a fee closer to 30 million. As the market progresses every day, Brentford's position is weakened. Unless they say, F it, you could leave for free. Once again, Thomas Frank reiterated that they would love to get 40 million. I'd love to get 40 million. He was one of the best 4 keepers in the Premier League last season. Harry Kane is being spoken of 100 plus million. So for a keeper at his age, it's fair. And he did, in his extended comment, speak and use Declan Rice as a reference. We've held an interest in Raya since before Ramsdale signed for the club in 2021. As you know, he's got good distribution, great reflexes, Spanish, just like Mikel Arteta. Obviously, his former goalkeeping coach is at Arsenal. More than welcome. He played every game in the league for Brentford last season, and at the time of making this vid, has 2 caps for his country in Spain. Once again, that's Romano confirming that this rioting is taking place. As we've seen, Nicolas Pepe seems to be edging closer and closer out of the Arsenal door. He has been linked with both Fenerbahce and Besiktas, and allegedly he could actually end up cancelling his contract. Arsenal want to cancel players' contract, want to put an end to the fiasco. Early talks to take place soon. So we was unable to get a transfer fee. It is what it is. This was a signing made in the previous regime. In another world, Pepe would be a good player for us. I would love to hear Pepe's thoughts and Arteta's thoughts specifically. And actually, even though he's not at Arsenal anymore, Unai Emery, as to why this hasn't worked out for whatever reason. Probably should have got Zaha, who's ironically, moved to Turkey. After claims from Turkey that Nicolas Pepe was looking to terminate his contract with Arsenal a year early, as you know, contracted until 2024 and earns a lot of money at this club. The news is being reported in France on Thursday. The winger has been nothing short of a flop since his huge move from Lyon a few years ago and spent last season on loan at Nice without much success. This led to talk of an exit this summer, but with few willing to pay a fee for the forward, a contract termination, as explained by Foot Mercato, is on the cards. In fact, Arsenal are the ones who want to cancel the contract, and the players discussing the idea with the Gunners. We probably, he didn't set the world alight at Nice, so he didn't put himself in the shop window with a year left. We probably tried to get him out on loan and get a loan fee in that regards, and let the other club take on some of his wages for a year. We've probably, exhausted our options the last 2 windows, probably trying to get him off the wage book traditionally and getting a fee. Hasn't worked out. Again, I wish Pepe all the best because I do like him. I think his attitude is spot on. He don't talk ill of the club, but you're not in Arteta's plans. Cancel his contract, give him whatever money's due to him, bite the bullet, keep it moving. Pepe doesn't want to stay in London for very long, and with the Premier League side struggling to sell him, drastic measures seem to be needed. That's why the 2 parties will talk and sort out a termination of the deal, especially if Arsenal wanted to put an end to this fiasco before 2024 when it would expire naturally. Besiktas are interested in taking him on should this happen and are simply waiting for the time being. So the calm before the storm. Partey, who needs to stay at the Emirates, once again been linked with Juventus. Allegedly, they've made new contact with Arsenal over our midfielder. Juventus is understood to be his preferred destination should Arsenal sanction his departure. He has also been linked with several Saudi clubs, but again, you have to make an offer to Arsenal that we can't complain. I don't agree with this. Partey has, with Thomas Partey, the quality's there, but for me, the only concerns I have, the first one is not really a concern, is Partey is good for 90% of the season. But then there's another 5%. There's a 5% where he does underwhelm naturally, like players. But there's also a 5% where he really plays like that Thomas Partey in that, we thought we was getting from Atletico Madrid. He's good a lot of the time. I want him to be great. And obviously with Thomas Partey, a bit like Tomiyasu and Tierney, where Tierney and Partey are concerned, probably been as fit as they could be last season. You never quite convinced with his ability to stay fit, and you're always kind of scared of not only not having one of your best players available, but also the knock-on effect it has for Arsenal. I would also say, to be fair to Partey, I think he was available for 33 of the 38 Premier League games. So whatever we're doing in the medical room, even though one of our head doctors is going over to Man United once he served his gardening period, I don't think that's fair to him, people. Apparently, Partey signing at Juventus will only happen if they sanction the sale of Weston McKennie, so I'm not too sure to believe in that. A couple of the Saudi clubs that Partey's been linked with have gone away, and actually one of them is in talks to sign Frank Kessié, so maybe they'll move away from Thomas Partey. Once again, Arsenal will meet Pepe's reps to discuss contract termination. We're ready to give him his last year of his contract in order to release him. Pepe is Besiktas' priority. We've also been linked with João Felix again. I don't know if there's any credibility in our links to João Felix, in that clearly we have an interest in him. We decided to try to sign him in January. Whether it's financially possible or viable, I don't know. Once again, he's been linked with Barcelona. Barcelona have probably more aggressively been linked with João Cancelo and Bernardo Silva of Manchester City. Again, we have once again been linked with Vlahovic. I don't think that's going to happen. It seems like he can make a swap deal to Chelsea. Guerrero's a decent 23-year-old, people. He's come a long way from his long-term injury, so we'll have to see how that develops. We've been linked with Marcos Leonardo as well. Despite only being 20, has played over 100 times for his current club, and I do like him. He's very raw, but I like him a lot. Roma have also been linked with him, and the president of his current employers has quashed the Roma links and said it was it wasn't a good enough offer. It was lower than they would have expected. People would have to see really. What goes on there. Apparently they want 20 million for him. I do think he's a player with a fantastic future. Why not? One player who I don't think, unless a miracle happens, has a future at Arsenal. Mika Beref seems to be heading out on loan again. Allegedly he's gone to Scotland and joined Motherwell on a season-long loan, the 20-year-old. You'd imagine him, Balogun, Tyrese, John Jules. Unfortunately, it appears that your futures lie elsewhere away from Arsenal. I'd love to be wrong. It's not that it's not even that I'm right or wrong. It's just this looks like the reality. Would love to see a homegrown striker that could play in the Premier League and cut the mustard and score goals and all of those things. But for this 20-year-old, it doesn't look like you're getting a sniff where first team football's concerned. Bar being on the bench 2 years ago, you need to go and play football. It's as simple as that. Marquinhos has been linked with Olympiacos and a bunch of clubs, and apparently he's ironically linked with a loan spell to France. Apparently Nantes want him, and they're trying to hijack the Olympiacos loan. I'd prefer him to go to France than Greece. Greece is a lovely country to play football. You could just read what Chuba Akpom has to say about his time in Greece. But I just think, France, top 5 division, cut the mustard, put yourself in the shop window for Mikel Arteta to integrate you into the squad for the following season or be sold. It's as simple as that, really. But it's another club that he's been linked with. Hopefully he's able to get a move and whatnot. In that regards, once again, they're targeting young Marquinhos. Apparently, Burnley are moving ever closer to sealing the signing and signature of Sambi Albert Lokonga. Albert Sambi Lokonga, apologies. Hopefully, you can go over there. Company, you know him from your time at Anderlecht. You're both Belgium. He said you're the next Yaya Toure. Go and show us Yaya Toure stuff so that we can actually move you on or, again, be integrated into the first team. Eddie Nketiah is hopeful of deputizing for Jesus, and he said he knows he can deliver. He said, I don't think I'm here to fill in for anyone. I'm here to play and contribute to the team. Love his attitude. Obviously, I believe in my abilities and I know I can contribute. The manager has got a tough decision whenever he calls me. He knows I can deliver and I can help the team. So it's just about all of us collectively playing our part to achieve our goals. Amen. He said, I really, when speaking about filling in for Jesus, I really just enjoyed it and was able to improve myself, test myself. I played some really, really big games and I was able to help and contribute. I agree. So that's what it's about. Obviously playing at the highest level, competing for trophies. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to contribute. I pride myself on always being ready, and whatever the role the manager needs me to fill, I will always make sure I do my best and to the best of my ability so I can help the team. That's all it's about, really. Big fan of his, people. And he said, it's what we play football for. We train hard every day to get the opportunity to play at the weekend. So it's not just about myself. There's many players that can obviously play in that position. Trossard, Martinelli, Havertz, Smith Rowe, technically, when Arteta's tried that, but I don't think we should review that again. Balogun, even though I think that's unlikely. So we're all good players. We're all able to contribute at different points in the season. Everyone's going to have different roles. It's just about being ready and contribute, and hopefully I can do that throughout the season. One thing I like about Eddie, say whatever you have to say about this individual, his mentality and his self-awareness is spot on. Apparently, West Ham are looking at Balogun. If Arsenal are open to offers for Balogun, West Ham will want to be in the conversation, I'm told, said Alex Crook. We just gave you 105 million, run some back. You made negotiations extremely difficult for us to sign players. So if I'm honest with you, we need to make it equally as difficult. But then again, Balogun's made clear he wants to leave, people. We've also been linked with Josip Solato, who apparently we've scouted heavily of Dynamo Zagreb, a right-sided centre-back, and also could play on the left. Apparently, Arsenal, along with Fiorentina, Napoli, Leipzig, Bayern Leverkusen, West Ham, and Ajax, are all keen on the 23-year-old Croatian. I don't know if it's worth signing for Arsenal, as much as clearly we're the top of the pops where that's concerned. But in terms of playing significant minutes, seems like we're getting a bit congested defensively, so maybe it's best to go elsewhere and then make a move to Arsenal or bigger clubs, essentially. If Arteta deems we need him, if we're able to get it done and we have scouted him, get it done. Simple as that. Apparently, Nottingham Forest have also been linked with Marquinhos of Arsenal. I'm not going to lie to you, shameless, but you might as well buy Matt Turner and Marquinhos off us. We just sold Austin Trusty to Sheffield United, after buying him for 1.5 million, sold him for 5 million quid. Sell Marquinhos for a handsome profit on the 3 million, or put a sell-on clause or a buyback clause or whatever you have to do. I don't know if he's going to play week in, week out for Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. They seem to have a lot of players, but if the manager believes in his qualities, why not? Now, Inter Milan have been linked with a second Arsenal player, this time Tomiyasu. Rumours of Tomiyasu leaving have been quashed by Fabrizio Romano, but they still won't go away. Nonetheless, he's someone that's probably going to be a squad player. I think we need the 24-year-old, really. He's versatile defensively, and he's one of the best in our team, in that if Mikel Arteta says, you know what, for this game, I need someone to do a man marking job like you saw against Mohamed Salah at the Emirates last season. Tomiyasu's the guy, can play on the left, can play on the right, can play centre half. Big fan of Tomiyasu. Just pray to God he stays fit. People, with that being said, that's the end of this video. Let me know your thoughts and everything we've discussed. Comment in the comment section after or when this video premieres. Please do me a favor and like and subscribe if you haven't, and keep an eye on the other content because there's a bag of videos to come. There's a bag of videos already out. On Sunday, we will be watching Arsenal versus Manchester City together. So on that note, smash the like button, like, comment, subscribe, and all that good things. People, DG, I'm out.
Because you always use that active red light, defending.
I've been given